Well, 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 look who just rolled off the ugly dress runway and into the podcast. It's us, your favorite shady spuds, the couch potato queens. I'm your host, Mackenzie. I'm freshly powdered, fully caffeinated, fully petty, and fully ready to recap all the drama, delusion, and dance interpretive nonsense that went down this week. And joining me tonight, because every villain needs a sidekick, every queen needs a bestie, this is my partner in shade, my BFF, and the peanut butter to my petty, Dakota.
Hi, everyone.
Tonight, dolls, we are diving face first into episode 12 of the Charisma, Uniqueness, Nerve, and Talent, or as I like to call it, a monologue, a meltdown, and a mime walk into a bar. So get ready. We are about to start the show. How you doing, girl?
I'm good. How are you, girl?
I'm good, girl. I just woke up from a nap, girl.
Okay, miss. 8 to 9 hours of sleep. Meanwhile, I got like 5, and you're like, I'm still tired. I need to take a nap.
Mm-hmm.
She's giving Amanda Lepore today. Amanda Lepore notoriously will wake up after sleeping for 12 hours and be like, hey, it's Amanda. I just woke up. I think I'm going to take a nap.
You're so crazy. How'd you like this week's episode?
It was cute. It was a moment, for sure. The challenges, I feel like, towards the end are getting a bit more fun. And I guess the competition is starting to get, or the competition has been getting stronger as we went on. So I liked it.
Yeah.
It was one of the challenges.
Yeah, it's fun. So we're gonna kick everything off. Let's jump in. Oh, hold on, let me fix a couple of things. Sorry, we got some technical difficulties when we were loading everything in earlier. I've got to just reset some of these because things started to play before they were supposed to start playing. Okay, there we go. All right. So we pick up right where we left off with sweet butthole Collins sashaying away, but not before leaving the girls a mirror message that read like a love letter and ended like a barnyard insult. My top 6 sisters, it has been the honor of my life. You are also incredible. Make them eat at Piggy's. P.S. Lana, I love you. Iconic, legendary, and honestly mood. All the girls start boo-hooing and crying. Oh, so sad. Ding dong, the butthole's gone.
This is how, compared to last episode, this is how you leave a mirror message.
Yes. Yes, girl.
This is a mirror message etiquette 101. You can give them a quote, tell them you love them, give them something positive, and shout out your best friend before you leave. But this is mirror 101 etiquette.
Yep, I agree. Yep, so the girls got very emotional, which is honestly the closest thing to a successful waterproof ad the show's ever had. Then we get into our weekly couch therapy session. Anya gets her flowers for being the 3 Wins Club president. But baby, it didn't take long before Susie's wig crimes against humanity got dragged into the conversation. And rightfully so, because that hair was a hate crime and not even the fun kind. Yeah. Susie and Anya are doing the most. And then they flip the couch, reading the room, and accusing the girls of being fake in the last challenge. Then Susie tries to PhD her way through it, deciding that it really meant that the girls thought Ru should crown her now. Illusion? Check.
The fact that you said Susie is PhDing her way through it, as she always does. I mean, as a theater queen, as a queen that's done Broadway, as a queen that has numerous awards on some off Broadway shows.
Off Broadway.
Yeah.
Girl.
I'm still confused as to why all the girls said her name as not the biggest threat. What was it? Who
should go home and why?
Who deserves to go home is the question. Who deserves to go home and why? I still don't know. Did that happen?
She deserves to go home because she's just been, hi Ben, how are you?
Hey.
I think she just deserves to go home because she keeps overselling herself and not really delivering it. Yeah.
I mean, she's done well almost every single week except for the Snatch Game.
Yeah. I mean, she has.
Has she been as strong as like Anya and some of the others in the challenges where you thought she was going to be the best? No, but she still did well. I just don't know if I would have personally said, was that last episode that Rue asked us, or was that this episode?
Yeah, it was last episode.
Okay. Yeah, I'm still like, who was it? Anya, and who else was it that answered it the way it was supposed to be answered? They said
Anya and Susie, I think, because Susie said Lana and Anna said
butthole.
Butthole, yeah.
Yeah. They said based on track record and who's been safe and in the top and who's been in the bottom. Theirs was the most honest and authentic. Everybody else just said Susie.
And just when we thought that the bus had left the station, Lingerie literally rolls back in on a cart, serving Final Destination, but make it fashion, announcing the bus is still running and I'm riding it straight into the workroom. But baby, that is not a bus, that is a hearse.
What are they riding on? I guess I didn't
it's like a little cart thing. I don't know. It's something for kids. I mean,
like, did she bring that? Was that a prop on set?
That's probably a prop on set. That's probably like a clown prop. It looks like a little clown car from
what production giving these girls to keep them occupied when
they're on film set, so I mean there's any type of things that they could find in a film set. So like they are bored and they're like, oh, this would be cool to ride in on. I mean, it gave me a laugh.
Then you got not Sansi. You got Susie prancing in behind wearing the looks like she's about to go to a cookout in the 80s with the whitewash jeans.
She does look like a character from Stranger Things.
Yes, very much so.
Just Colin said they were nice times, the PAs. They were nice times, the PAs, and they would probably let them borrow. They were nice to the PAs and they probably let them borrow it. Yeah. Yeah. Production assistants probably had that laying around backstage somewhere, and PAs were like, yeah, sure. So RuPaul comes in and gives us a sisterhood speech that Drag Race is like a sisterhood. You love like sisters, you fight like sisters, then you make up and do it all over again. Or love, fight, make up, repeat. Basically the plot of any Real Housewives of any city, USA. Then it's time to partner up. Gloogle slide, text it, not feeling it today. Yep, I feel you. Then it's time for the girls to partner up for this week's mini challenge. And Sam gets pressed because Lexi picks Anya. Baby, you'd think she had lost her man and not that she was about to lose a mini challenge.
Okay, miss. We have to call Mackenzie out. She said a couple minutes ago, Google instead of Google, and she just said Lessie. And Lessie, we love when Mackenzie mispronounces words because she's a speed talker.
Look. Don't come for me today, girl. I've just waken up from a nap.
She is slurring her words because she talks so fast. It's not because she's drinking or anything.
Oh, I'm drinking, but it's Kool-Aid and not good Kool-Aid.
So what did you think of this? Like, do you think that Sam had a right to be a little upset about her and Lexi kind of like getting close the last couple of episodes?
I mean, no, not really, because at this point you're the top 6. So it's not like it's just you're standing next to somebody and they're like partner up, and so you just grab hold of somebody, So no, I mean, I don't really think she's got room to be pressed about it,
I guess I wasn't I know that Lexi and Anya are close because they're like the mother and the father of the season from what they said in Untucked a couple episodes ago. But I was looking, I'm like, pretty much everybody's friend is gone. Like Jewel Sparkles, R80 left. And then, of course, Lana was close with Lydia, and Lydia just left. And then I guess I thought Susie and Anya were closer. I figured Susie and Anya would go together. And
So according to Roscoe's recap, Sam Starr was on there with Trinity the Tuck. And they asked her, if she was not close with Jules. And she let some tea spill that her and Jules are super close and that they knew each other was about to go on Drag Race. But Trinity had a talk with him and said, don't act like you're good friends or know each other because you're going to set yourself up. And she said, going into Drag Race and being super close with another person and being all up in that person's, is like crack for producers on a show like this. And so they purposely, so that it couldn't be used as a storyline against them. And honestly, that's kind of smart.
I mean, these girls are young, so they don't understand how reality TV works 100%. But it also helps that even though this is one of the youngest casts we've ever had, I know that there's been some talk online about this being the most lackluster bunch on RuPaul's Drag Race ever, but we have to throw in that this is one of the youngest casts that we've ever had. But
I disagree. I think this is one of the most chaotic seasons that we've ever had.
I think it helps because they're young, so there's more drama and cattiness anyway, but they're also, half of the cast are like Nepo babies. That's not a bad thing, but
I mean, yeah.
Nepotism is very strong in this season because almost every single person in this cast, at least half the cast, has a drag elder or a drag sister that was on the show previously.
Well, but some helped more than others because let's be honest. Lana's mother, Lux Tour London, there should be charges against her for letting her go on the Drag Race with some of the outfits that she let her go on. Y'all could say some of the things same about Trinity with Sam and Jules, but honestly, Sam and Jules' runways have been up here. Lana's, she's had some good ones, but they're here. And even on, spoiler alert, she goes home, but even on What You Packin', she brought out some outfits and Michelle's like, this is pedestrian. This is not drag. This is not drag show. This is not main stage worthy. This is pedestrian. And she called out so many of her looks, even ones that she hadn't worn that she had brought us back up. And she's like, pedestrian.
RuPaul said it this episode, I believe. He said, he didn't say it to her. He said it to the judges when they were deliberating. He said, I don't mind a reference, but we've seen it before where she wore a Naomi Campbell look and it literally looks identical to what Naomi Campbell wore, except it wasn't designer. There was no drag about it. And then she also wore a Candy Muse look, and it was just basically the same dress. Like, it was a recreation, but it was the same dress. There wasn't
a recreation. It was the exact same dress. She got it from Candy's closet.
So, we've seen that a couple of times this season so far, where we've had what was her name that wore it was towards the beginning of the season.
Carrie Colby.
No, it was towards the beginning of this season, like this season right here. One of the girls wore a look from Monet Exchange. Corey King wore a Monet Exchange dress. And it was like I can't remember what the look was, but it was like a pink.
It was like a bodysuit or like a.
It was like a lady's puffer dress. Like, it was pink. It was I think it was like a light satin pink color. And she wore it and it was okay, but it wasn't amazing. But it was the fact that it was Monet's dress or whatever.
I agree with Joseph Collins. CBS Extended Universe has started casting chaos again. I love this cast. Maybe give us an old bitch now and again to keep them grounded. Yeah, they need to oh God. I was just fixing to say her name and it just went out of my mind. Hold on. I have to look her name up because Tanisha Mon. We need a Tamisha Mon, somebody like that up in here. We need
Did you see? I didn't watch the actual video, but I was reading a summarization of what happened. And I guess it was someone was FaceTiming Tamisha and Candy Muse showed up. And like Tamisha and her like talked over everything that's happened. Like, I mean, their drama was like years ago. Yeah. And I guess they like talked it out or whatever.
Not years ago. It was 4 years ago. It was season 13. Yeah. Jesse says Sam wore Trinity's too. Yeah, but the difference is Sam wore Trinity's outfits that were not on the show. None of the stuff that Sam has worn, Trinity wore on the show. She wore on tour or different things like that. I think if you're going to wear and I think RuPaul said it in one of the critiques, if you're going to wear something that someone else has already worn, you need to make it your own or you need to change it up a little bit. And so, for example, the syringe look, that was one that she had worn that Trinity done. She had changed and altered that look and stoned the hell out of it. So I think you need, some more things like that. Joseph said, we need Lavoy. Yeah.
Who's that?
Google her. Yeah. And then somebody said, or Jesse said, there's a video. It looks like the show, but I could be wrong. Yeah. Anyway. So RuPaul tells them that they're doing a mini challenge and to team up and that they're going to be doing Drag Race bios. And for the first time all season, they were all actually funny. I didn't really write down any of them, but yeah, I was really surprised that they were all kind of funny.
There's usually at least, if not two people, there's usually at least one person when you are getting down to the count, when there's only like 5 or 6 girls left. Normally there's always like one person that's just like a little bit weaker than the rest. And it's easier to pick them out. But like the last couple of episodes, it's been really, really hard to pick out who's the weakest link in the challenge, because I feel like, I don't know if there's just been a light under these girls now, but a lot of the girls that have been in the bottom have been doing a lot better the remainder of this season. So proud of them for that. But of course, the judges and production can see stuff that we can't see, so they can kind of pinpoint who's not doing as well. But
I'll be honest, I did not think Jules won this challenge. I felt like Anya had won it because she was making Lexi read her bio and say things that, a white girl wouldn't be saying.
Yeah, you could tell that Lexi was just trying to be funny, and it just came off as like her trying too hard to be funny because it like didn't really make sense. I think what made Jules Sparkles win was her delivery, like the way that she like talked it up and like the emphasis that she put on certain words and her inflections. I think that's what sold it more. But I do agree that her and Anya's were the best.
Yeah,
Susie's too.
So we move on, and RuPaul tells them, the girls, that the Maxi-Challenge is going to be a charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent monologue where the queens will tell a personal story. They will have to partner up with their mini challenge teammate, and one queen will perform the story through interpretive dance while the other, is giving their monologue. Girl, I was obsessed with how triggered Sam Starr was and was ready to mime her way out of that partnership. She was not happy. Like she said, Lana is sweet as apple pie and apple strudel, but she just doesn't execute in challenges that well.
See, I thought the way that it was going to, like we were talking about it earlier before you said that Trinity told Sam and Jules like to act like they don't really know each other, even though they have drag elders that are related. I literally thought it was going to be Anya and Susie, Lexi and Sam, and then Lana and Jules. That's what I thought they were going to pick their teams.
Yeah,
but that is not how it went.
Nope. Lexi says that she is excited at the idea of a challenge being monologues because she has won in speech and drama with monologues, that she hasn't used this muscle in a while, but it is a muscle that she knows how to work. The pit crew then enters, and to help them get started, they reach into Bruno's pink furry box for prompts. So the first prompt is going to be out of this world or something supernatural, and that goes to Jules. Learn that the hard way. When you lost something but learned a lesson, goes to Susie Toot. And Susie Toot says, I've never lost anything. Bitch. Lost. A story about a time when you didn't know if you were coming or going. When it goes to Lana. She should have just talked about her time on Drag Race. Triggered bitch. Something that sets you off goes to Sam. Payback's a bitch. Everyone's favorite bitch, Karma, goes to Lexi. And obsessed. How an intense obsession took you on a wild ride goes to Anya Nerve. So in the workroom, the girls pair up to work on their monologues. Jules and Susie say that they both badly want the win, and they both think that each other's idea is fierce. Sam and Lana. Lana shares that she has a lot to pull from because her family was super strict and religious when she was growing up. Then Sam says in a confessional, this is the week that you need to pull your head up or you're toast. Then we have Anya and Lexi discussing which route they want to go, and they decide funnier is better. And Lexi says that she has to narrow it down because, girl, she's got a lot of stories. I was like, I can relate. Like, I feel like me and Lexi are the same there. Would you not say that about me? Girl, I got a lot of stories.
This girl right here, I'm not gonna call her any type of word, but this girl right here got a story for every single thing. I'll be like, oh my gosh, I just fell down this shit. Girl, let me tell you. When I was at my apartment complex, I was carrying a cake down the steps and I took a spill and I slid down 3 flights of stairs. And I'm like,
I never told you about that story. How'd you know about that?
See, I can make up a story and she'll like, oh my God, the same thing happened to me. If you ever see a meme about, oh, I have a friend, that friend that you call that literally is always, there's always something happening. There's always something wrong, or like crap is always hitting the fan. Mackenzie. That's Mackenzie.
The one you sent me with the guy who's like answering the phone and FaceTime. Hey, what's going on? Oh, nothing. I'm at the funeral home. We just buried my grandfather. What? Yep.
Hey, sorry I haven't talked to you in a couple days, Mackenzie. Like, what's up? Girl, I'm in jail, but it's okay. My mom's bailing me out. I'm like, what?
I told her that actually. I've not talked to her since Thursday. She's had a lot of family stuff going on. So we talked last night and she's like, well, did you have a good weekend? And I'm like, not really. I just got bailed out of jail yesterday. Went in for attempted murder. And she's like, what? Yeah.
I acted shocked, but at the same time, at the same time, it's been a hard year. So I really wasn't shocked. I was shocked for, in case someone was listening in on the conversation, but honestly, I really wasn't shocked. I was like, what'd your mom do now?
You know, I figure, I'm not one of those that feels like we're under a constant state of surveillance or deep state or anything. But if they are, and if we are, and they're listening to mine and your conversation, they're at least entertained. And that's all I'll say. Moving right on along. Anya and Lexi discuss that the route that they want to go and they want it to be funny. I just said that. Jules decides that she's going to be fair. And she pulls all the girls in and tells them where they want to go. Susie and her want to go first. Lana and Sam want to go to the end, and Lexi and Anya are going to go in the middle. While they're practicing, Lana calls their shoes the Susie Toot 5000s. I thought that was cute. Sam also tries to get Lana to redo some of her monologue to make it funnier or give it better direction. And Sam's like, I'm lost in this. And Lana ignores her suggestions. Then we go to Anya and Lexi. And Anya says she is confused by what Lexi's story actually is. Then we get to Susie. And girl, Miss Susie Toot was directing Jules like this was the New York Symphony Ballet. Like, Look at me. Look at my eyes. I want you to do it like this. I mean,
you are, I'm directing your life, and you are going to be recreating my life through dance. So you need to make this. I mean, I will give Susie that. Has she lost something? Her marbles. Yes, she's lost her marbles this season.
girl.
She's very serious when it comes down to it. When it comes to a challenge, like she's very serious. Like she's very, very serious about it, which I kind of respect because she wants it to be.
But drag and stuff like it's not supposed to be always all serious. Like there's got to be funny in it. You're supposed to be like the ultimate thing is making her laugh, and we all should know that by now. So as they're getting in to make up for the main challenge, they start discussing triggers. And Lexi's like, "Is anybody else here triggered by Susie?" And nobody says anything. So they ask Susie, "What is she triggered by?" And we find out that Susie comes from a lot of alcoholism and addiction in her past, and that she grew up with that. So that kind of helped us see why Susie is a little bit the way that she is. Meanwhile, Lana reveals, well, actually, it's not Lana. Sam, meanwhile, Lana reveals that she used to be a clown and on a mime team because, of course, she was. Sam's face said, "Help me," and the mime said, "This is why I watch." And then, so Sam asked Lana, "I heard you used to be a clown." Lana was like, "Yeah, I was a professional clown when I first moved to New York City." And Sam jokes and said, "That is such an advantage for this challenge." And then says, "Oh, wait, I'm thinking of a mime." So Lana said, "I was in the mime team, which is a praise dancing while miming." So Anya starts singing Amazing Grace while Lana dances. Then Jules says, "I can do mime too. I was a mime in competition in high school, but mine was to sounds, not to words." So Sam asked, what kind of homeschool shit were they all into?
Like, I guess I've never heard of someone that mimed something in church. Like the way they were moving, it almost gave the vibe of like someone that was signing for people that are deaf. That's kind of like what it was giving in a way. But I don't know if I've ever witnessed, and we all know, when I started going to church when I was in elementary school, I think I was like in 3rd or 4th grade, is when all the ladies in the land where we lived convinced my mom that she needed to start going to church with all of her children. So,
real quick, Joseph Collins said that girl's going to be on Broadway. Say what you want, but these are marketable skills. She'll be booked and blessed. I completely agree with you, Joseph Collins, but I would respect her more if she came on a Drag Race and said, "Look, I'm being this way because, I'm using this as a way to jumpstart my career and get, something on Broadway or get something on this." I'll get it. But to come in and say, "Oh, I'm fixing to slay this challenge," and then to not slay any of the challenge, it's just kind of like, I want to see her slay a challenge because I think she could be good. Well, we know she can be good on certain things because we've seen, like, we saw her on RDR Live. But yeah, but I agree. Yeah, girl, you've never been to like either a Pentecostal church or a black folk church, because that
where they speak in like Pentecostal, where they speak in tongues.
Oh, they do that, but they do a lot more than that.
Yeah, I went to a Southern Baptist church as the church that we went to because that's where all my mom's friends from my brother's playing sports, and she's friends with all the moms. That's where all of them went. So of course that's where we had to start going when I was in elementary school, and then I went up until like freshman, sophomore years when I stopped going.
Yep.
What?
Country churches are so fun.
What is that? A Cogic church?
Hold on, let me see. I gotta Google it to get the correct.
Mackenzie doesn't know the answer to this. Mackenzie knows everything.
No,
what's going on in the world?
It's Church of God in Christ. It's predominantly a holiness Pentecostal denomination, but it's predominantly African American. But that's what it's like, a holiness Pentecostal, and they are, yeah.
So it's more of a soulful church than
kind of the spirit, kind of the, catching the spirit, catching the vibes. Or
Yeah.
I used to go to Pensacola College. Welcome to beautiful, sunny Pensacola, Florida. Catch the spirit as we go to the white, sunny sand beaches of Pensacola, Florida. Yeah.
That was the college that you went to? Yeah. Our church was very, it tried to be trendy, but it was very white bread.
It tried.
Yeah.
Okay. So first up we have, the queens come out to do their monologues. And let me see. Let me get the right. Oh, well, first, hold on. So first we have our judges. This week RuPaul, girl, well, I don't know what she this season she decided I'm not gonna wear dresses. I'm just gonna come out wearing bodysuits, and they can wear bodysuits, I can wear bodysuits.
She giving Foxy Cleopatra with that hair.
He is giving Foxy. I liked it. I liked Michelle's. I
love Michelle's dress.
I like T.S. Madison's dress the most, and Jared Carmichael.
I did not realize that T.S. Madison was that short. Like, I thought she was like 5'8", 5'9" or something, but like it looks like Michelle's wearing shorter heels than her, and it looks like Michelle is taller.
Let's see, Madison height. T.S. Madison is 5'5". She's short.
Mm-hmm.
Girl. All right. So that's why. So she calls herself a 16-inch hoe because she wears those 7-inch platforms. So if she wears a 7-inch heel, then she's 6 feet tall. So that's why she wears them big shoes.
It's so nice being tall. Me being 5'11", not having to wear heels with dresses and stuff. So nice. And if I do wear a heel, it's usually like a kitten heel because
or whatever. I'm a dainty 5'8". So we get to the challenge. Let's see who is first. We have Susie and Jules. Girl, what'd you think?
I liked Jules's dance better, but I liked Susie's storytelling better. That's what I will take from that. Like Susie's was like what the judge said. Hers is a little too serious, a little bit too simplistic. They needed to like drag it up, but hers was cute. Like when she was kind of like playing with Jules a little bit. Honestly, out of the two, I like Susie more than Jules.
Judge Collins said Susie and Jules were just straight vagina monologues. I liked having the room breathe. Hitchcock says you need the laughter after the screams and horror, and I feel it's the same for stand up or something like this. Yeah, I did like Susie's story a little bit better. But I felt like it was just, you could see that she was trying to remember all the, like, she just put too much, I feel like, dance into it. And she tried to direct too much with it. But then I don't feel like, I like Susie's spoken word better. But then I liked, I don't feel like she did justice really to Jules and her dance. You know what I mean? Like, it started out good, and then it was just like, I don't know, it's just kind of confused for both of them. But yeah, I agree. Susie was better than Jules and theirs. Moving right along, we have Lexi and Anya. Girl.
Theirs was the stupidest, craziest, all over the place performance, but I loved it. Like, Anya, I liked Anya's spoken word, but I liked Susie's dance the best. Like, I think Susie's dance was crazy, but in the best way.
See, I disagree with you there. I feel like I liked Lexi's dance better, and I liked Anya's monologue better.
That's what I just said.
I thought you said something. Never mind. I heard you.
I said I liked Anya's spoken word better, and I liked Lexi's dance better.
Oh, I thought. Never mind. I heard you say something different. So, okay, yeah. So we're right on the same thing. Yeah. Lexi was just, I don't know. Anya's, she said that she was confused by what Lexi was talking about. And I was honest, I don't even remember. I remember it was something on Facebook and she had a wild hair up her ass, but there was no penetration, and then that's all I remember about it. Like I don't even remember what the point of the story was, and I watched it 3 times.
I mean, to be honest, I don't remember the point of anybody's monologue. Like I don't remember the story. I think I remember Sam's because Sam was talking about being a cheerleader in high school and being popular and running for homecoming king. I remember that one. But
I remember Susie's, because Susie was the spelling bee and she was going to get up there and she had to spell air and she spelled or something like that, and then she spelled it wrong. Like I don't remember the word, but yeah. I remember Anya's because Anya was talking about when she went full on vegan and didn't work out really well for her. But yeah, Lexi was comedic gold and her dance on that. Like, I'll be honest, I'm kind of pissed that they got a double win. Honestly, I feel like Lexi deserved the win just for her dance alone. Just because it was so funny.
And that was the thing too. They brought that up. The longest time between wins in a challenge, and I think Lexi's was like the longest because she won like the talent show number, I believe, and then she hasn't won a challenge since. Maybe.
Yep.
It was So the longest gap between a second challenge win. Roxy Andrews was 8 episodes in between her 2 wins. Violet Chachki was 8 episodes. Anitra was 9 episodes. And Lexi Love was 9 episodes between her first win and her second win. So, yeah.
Nice. Next we bring to the stage Miss Sam Starr and Miss Lingerie. Girl.
The lantern.
Like, that reminded me of who was the winner 2 seasons ago, and she did the Underground Railroad.
Oh, in the snatch game.
Yeah, but it was almost like when she held the lantern up. That's what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking like an old woman like going out.
That is literally immediately what I thought of.
Yeah.
Yep. When I was like, nobody else had props. Why do they have props?
They were able to have props, so like they had a flag. They, the others could have done that too.
I definitely think theirs. I know Susie's was a bit more serious and like she was like hers was like lightly playful and a bit more simplistic and serious.
Yes. Harriet Tubman ass looking lantern.
Yes. Exactly who we were thinking of. That's exactly what I thought of when I saw it. I was like, oh my God. I was like, why does this remind me of Harriet Tubman? And I'm like, nobody else was using props. So I will say their challenge compared to everybody else's, their challenge was, I'm not going to say simple. It just wasn't as cohesive as a whole as the rest of them were.
Well, but I mean, let's be honest. Is that Sam's fault or is that Lana's fault, do we feel?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter like what the story is being told. You still have to like play it up when you're dancing. And I don't feel like Sam gave that. Sam was like walking around.
I know, but listen to what I'm saying though. Lana didn't really have much that you can dance around to. She's talking about, I didn't feel loved by my family and I was invisible because they're religious. And, so she did like a little lost thing. She, I mean, and that's why Sam told her, she's like, there needs to be some comedic relief here. There needs to be something for me to work with the dance. Like she told her she needed more. And Lana's just like, oh, whatever.
I mean, it's still supposed to be like interpretive ballet. Like it needs to be, you need to be dancing, not walking around. She could have like danced around a bit more.
Yeah.
Theirs was definitely the weakest of the challenge. I feel like Sam's story was the strongest out of the whole challenge, out of the dancing and the monologue. Her monologue was the strongest, but that's about it.
Yeah.
I don't think Lana's story was super strong, or the way that she told it anyway. I don't feel like maybe Lana's dance was a little bit better because she has that mime experience. But yeah, maybe Lana's dance was better and Sam's story telling was better, but that's about it.
Yep. And just in case anybody is wondering, this is the book that Joseph Collins is talking about. Speaking of Harriet Tubman, I'm waiting on my copy of Bob's new book. The reviews are fantastic. But it's Harriet Tubman live in concert. But it's a new book by Bob the Drag Queen. So yeah, I've ordered it as well. So I'm looking forward to reading that as well. I felt like there needed to be more comedic relief for this number. And then I felt like Lana was Lana was doing what Lana does. So, yeah. Jesse said, just curious, is this a challenge that we think they should bring back? No, absolutely not.
I think if they changed it, I think it's a fun challenge. I just think they need to change it up a little bit.
Yeah, I did not enjoy this challenge. This was very boring for me. Like, I would rather see them do a girl group challenge or do something, yeah. Or I take that back, Jesse. I felt like I would like this challenge a little bit more if it was some older seasoned queens that have more stories to tell. I feel like with so many of them being younger, they just don't have. All they've got to pull on is high school. And how many times can you hear I was bullied and shoved into a locker and, yeah. Anyway. So who do you think had the best monologue out of all of them?
Like as a whole or just the monologue?
As a whole. Which group?
Oh, Anya and Lexi.
I agree. Yep. Let's see. Joseph Collins says the gap between Susie Jules and Sam Lana was a chasm. Rue didn't even try to tease putting the safe group in the bottom. Production knew it would turn the audience off. Yep, I agree. Let's see.
So you said that a couple minutes ago. I was been trying to think. We haven't had a big dancing challenge this season, have we? Like a big, like not a girl group number necessarily, but just like
we had the Rusical. We had the Rusical.
Yeah, but that was more like singing, a little bit of dancing, but like an actual dancing challenge, like where it's like.
They usually say the big dancing thing for the final episode for the music video, for RuPaul's music video. They usually do.
Yeah.
So we go to our main stage looks, and let's see. The runway is Ugliest Dress Ever. The girls understood the assignment a little bit too well because some of these fabrics on that stage should have been left in Joanne's clearance bin. Let's see here. We've got first up is Jules Sparkles. What do we think of Jules?
I agree with what Michelle said, and I do not believe that it was an ugly dress. Is it fashionable now? No. Is the silhouette the most flattering? Because a lot of those dresses made you look long torsoed? No. But again, that is a very 70s, 80s type dress. And I don't consider it ugly because that was just an era. And I don't consider it ugly at all. I think it's actually kind of cute, but that's just me. So honestly, I would mop it just because I think that it's cute. It is like compared to all the other dresses, the ugly dresses, because we're like, slay of the day. How are we going to get a slay of the day on an ugly dress? But I would mop it, but I would say compared to the ugliness factor, meh.
Yeah, I would also mop it. I don't get ugly dress. I get, very awkward, like, high school awkward,
Well,
everyone went through an ugly duckling phase, but this dress wasn't ugly.
Well, Mackenzie, you're from this era, so is this what you wore to prom?
No, girl, no. This is the 80s. I started school in the 80s. I did not finish school in the 80s. I would not go to prom in the 80s. I didn't go to prom until mid to late 90s. So.
She was going to prom when I was about to start elementary school.
No, girl. I was going to prom the year you were born. I graduated school in 96.
That's the ongoing joke that my family and her family bring up all the time, is the fact that we're best friends, but really she should be like my
I could be your mother.
Thing. Yeah,
I could be your mother.
She's 4 years younger than my mom.
Yep.
Because I was born in, I'm not even young, but I mean, I'm younger, but I'm not even that young. Like, I was born in 94.
Joseph Collins said, this is the one time that a couch catastrophe is going to wind up being a slay of the day.
That's what so we probably should have thought a little bit more of ahead and changed up the verbiage at the bottom.
Joseph Collins said that I'm your auntie grandma.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm her auntie grandma, sister mama.
She everything. She my grandmama, my mother, my auntie.
Sometimes the guardian angel. Sometimes all of it. Slay of the day. This is not a slay of the day. This is the Moppet for me. I thought it was funny. I thought it was cute. I did not get ugly.
So, okay, we need to go over this. Is our slay of the day going to be the absolute ugliest dress possible, or is the couch catastrophe going to be the ugliest dress possible?
Girl, I think couch catastrophe will win the worst dress possible, okay. And I think if it's still a gorgeous look and something like, to me, slay of the day is something that I would fucking wear. Like something I would be inspired by.
Okay. I mean, I would mop it. It's not my slay of the day, though.
With that said, welcome to the stage, Miss Lana Geray. Wearing Candy Muse's dress from season 13. That put Candy in the bottom too. Would you be wearing a dress that somebody else had worn previously and it got them in the bottom too?
Oh.
And it doesn't fit her. I mean, because let's be honest, Candy Muse is a house compared to Lana. So you could see that it's falling off of her. It's just.
I mean, it fits the category. It's already been done. That's the only thing. If you rewear a look, we were talking about it at the beginning of this episode. I believe that you can rewear a look that a drag queen has wore, just not on the show. And if you do rewear a look that has been worn on the show previously, you need to change it up or drag it up in some way so it's not the original. Because once it's already been seen, regardless of what challenge it is, it's still the same look. So it needs to be changed up a little bit because they've already seen it. Because like Naomi Smalls, her drag mom is Raven. And Raven wore that really pretty on season 2. On the finale, she wore that really pretty black leotard look with the big puffs at the bottom with the black kitty cat wig. Mm-hmm. Well, Naomi Smalls literally wore the same dress. I think she wore the same or the similar wig and everything. And it was pretty. And it was like, it wasn't recreated, but it had been so long since we had seen it. But like, I knew exactly where it came from when she wore it. I just don't believe that if it's been worn on runway, you don't need to rewear it. Now, if your drag mom wore it on something else, but not on the runway, but they wore it for an event or something, that's fine. Even if they've been pictured in it. But
in fairness to Jules and Sam, every look that they've worn that was Trinity's, they've changed the look up or altered the look in some way.
Yeah, and all the looks that they've worn have not been worn on Drag Race. They've been worn on red carpets or on Instagram or like other RuPaul events, but it's never been on the main stage. I just don't believe if you wore it on a main stage as a challenge that it should be reworn ever.
For me, this is a popcorn pass. This is not the worst. It's a meh.
It's a popcorn pass. It's not the worst ugly dress.
No. Next up we have Miss Lexi Love.
Slay of the day. I don't really get ugly dress from this. I think that this is like actually high fashion. This kind of looks like a conglomeration of different designers. It kind of gives me Betsy Johnson, but it kind of gives me Cruella DeVille on 102 Dalmatians when she falls into the cake batter, and it basically
I do get Betsy Johnson from this.
Yeah. When it makes Cruella DeVille like a cake dress when she falls into the cake batter at the end. That's kind of what it's giving me. I kind of like this dress. I think it's actually very pretty. I see high fashion when I look at this, and I even like the hair.
Yeah.
So I know
this is a close slay of the day for me. But my other slay of the day is coming up here in a minute. Yeah. I can't give two slay of the day. So since you're going to give this one, I'm going to give my other one my slay of the day. This is very gorgeous. I love it. And we've been talking about details and things like for Arietta or other people, you know, in this, you've got I'm pausing it right here. You've got a waist, you know, you've got, there's the attention to detail that other queens this season have not been bringing to the main stage. So
it's structure, it's shape, it's styled, it has a point. So I love this. It's the slay of the day for me.
Next up we have Miss Anya Nerve, Couch Catastrophe. I fucking hate this. It makes me want to throw my computer. Like, it gives me a visceral reaction. It's making me itch looking at it. It's just
Graham said that on the pit stop when I watched it the other day. Or not the pit stop. I can't. Or she said that this look made her mad, but like I don't really get that from this look. It's kind of kooky. It's remember at the beginning of the season or when they were doing like they were supposed to do animals or whatever. I feel like she should have wore this because I can't remember what she wore originally.
Girl,
it's okay. It's not the absolute ugliest. Like it's not a couch catastrophe for me. It's a popcorn pass.
Like this is the ugliest thing anybody could have worn. Like if I saw somebody wearing this out on the street, like I would probably hit them with my car.
Yeah, but what is it? Is it just the headpiece? Because really, if you take the headpiece off,
I honestly do not know what it is. It's just something about it just makes me want to just like murder it. And I'm a violent person sometimes, but not usually. I'm just ugh. She succeeded. It is ugly as fuck. It reminds me of my high school math teacher that had gobble gobble hanging down off of his chin.
Joseph. Oh my God.
And waddles. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm getting it off my screen. I do not like it. Hold on, wrong one. Next we have Miss Sam Shaw.
Honestly,
this
is beautiful. I know that Sam does not like to look ugly. She is very, she comes from that pageant realm. She's a Southern queen. Like RuPaul said, I get why you would think that this is ugly.
This is not ugly, but that's why I said I would wear. I'm inspired by seeing this. Like this is drag. This is elevated. Does it meet the challenge? Absolutely not. So this is a bottom look, But this is out of all of the looks, if you were going to judge them based off of how great they were, like to me, looks, it's her, and then right underneath her is Lexi. Like they're right neck and neck. But if you're going to go back, who had the worst ugly fucking dress, then it's going to be Anya.
I would mop it. It's not my slay of the day is still going to be Lexi, because even though it's supposed to be ugly, I can see the concept, but it's so beautiful and high fashion. But this is gorgeous. Like, but like RuPaul said, I can get why Sam would think this was ugly. This is not really her style, but I would mop it.
I agree. Next up we have, last we have Miss Substitute.
Couch catastrophe. This is the ugliest dress. Like this throwback to the Christmas design challenge that Shangela was on season 3. That's what this reminds me of. I think that
was season 2, honey.
Or
the where she did the it was the Windows challenge. Or was the Windows treatments challenge. It's Kathy Griffin judging, and she came out wearing the snowman stuff, the snowman body.
Oh,
that was season, because she was eliminated that episode, and she came back then season 3. But yeah, season 2 was when she was eliminated wearing that white snowman looking catastrophe.
Okay. Because I thought it was against her and Phoenix or whatever, and they lip synced, and I could have swore it was season 3. I don't know why, but yeah, that's kind of the vibe it was giving. It was giving like very Christmas design challenge, but I think this structurally, the fact that, and it's giving like Jiggly Caliente and like Shangela in that challenge. Like when Jiggly Caliente had the Apocalypse challenge on season 4, and Elvira was on the judge panel, and she's like, this had everything but the kitchen sink, but I actually think I saw the kitchen sink in there. That's what that dress was giving. I think it's a couch catastrophe for me.
Was it, Joseph? Okay. Maybe you're right. I thought it was season 1.
Yep.
Did she still lip sync in it though?
Yes. I think she was in the bottom because I think she lip synced against Phoenix. That's what I'm saying. Like I know that it was on the season because I remember Phoenix was on there, and there was another one that was like a Madonna impersonator. I forgot what her name was, but that was
it was the Queen Who Mopped Christmas. Yeah, so it's episode 2.
Ha! So it was a Christmas. Ha!
Let's see. I'm looking. Yep. Bruce Valanche, Mike Ruiz, and Vanessa Williams was the guest judges. Yep.
I know the challenge you were talking about. But
the first one, I thought she wore that, but she wore some whatever. And both times her outfits were falling apart. So I mean, Shangela's not a seamstress.
Yeah, this is given like Jiggly Caliente on the Apocalypse challenge and Shangela.
I disagree. I would mop this because I'm not a Christmas person, but I would wear this to somebody's Christmas. I would wear this to your family Christmas gathering and like just have everybody like, what the?
Well, yeah, because you only go to Christmas gatherings for 10 minutes. Mackenzie, I know Sophie Dopey's not in this, but Mackenzie is a Sophie Dopey of holiday get-togethers. Hi, bye. That's Mackenzie. See, my get-togethers at my family's are like all day. Like you get there at like 9 a.m. and you visit until like midnight, and then you come back like 6 hours later the next day. And it's like an everyday thing for like a week for my family get-togethers. Her family get-togethers, they get together once a year, and they're together for like an hour, and then they don't see each other for the rest of the year.
If that. And no.
Yeah, I have a very big, close-knit family, and we're just like always together. Like
family, we are happier when we are apart. Yeah. Just Colin said they used to shove like 8 guest judges on a panel that had nothing in common. I missed it. You are so right. There would be like they would be sitting in Michelle Visage's lap. So yeah. And let's be honest, Daddy could take it. Daddy could let them all sit in her lap.
I think it was season 3. I think it was season 2 or season 3 where they had the 3 singers from the song The Love Shack like Love Shack. No. It was like 2 women and a guy. And all 3 of them were guest judges. And then Rue and Michelle and Santino were there.
Ugh.
I think. Or no, Rue and Michelle was there.
Santino who? Who's Santino?
Or as Tammy Brown says, Santinus, like the disease.
I mean, she ain't wrong.
Merle.
Yeah. So you said this was a meh for you, or
no, this is the couch catastrophe for me.
okay, yeah, this is the moppet for me.
Yeah.
They had the whole ass B-52s, all of them. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. So before we go to who won, we have some untucked drama. We have Jules and Sam sitting backstage, just convincing each other how ugly each other's dresses are. Girl, yes, it's ugly. Oh, it's so ugly. Girl, yours is ugly too. Mine is really ugly. They were not happy that they thought that these things looked good.
Now seeing her like this, it almost looks like a murdered candy cane. Like someone used a candy cane to murder someone. That's what it looks like this.
Yep. So we find out that the winners of the week are Anya Nerve and Miss Lexi Love. Yay. Congrats, Lexi. You got 2 wins.
Anya's what, 8th win?
4th. It is her 4th. Then we find out that in the bottom is Lana Jarrett and Sam Starr. I just want to say for a quick second, the fact that Lana Jarrett is so delusional and she's sitting in Untucked saying, "What do you think I'm going to be in the bottom? I'm not going to be in the bottom. Don't say that because it's not there yet. I think these 2 are going to be in the bottom." Girl.
I admire her confidence. But
I think they need to medicate her confidence.
I was wondering, because we're down to now the top 5, but we were down to the top 6. I was like, Lana has been in the bottom 4 times now, not in a row, because there was one. What was it? The week.
I mean, might as well have been in a row.
The comedy roast challenge, she did well. So she basically was in the bottom 4 times already, and I don't think anyone's ever been in the bottom more than 4 times before they went home. I think her, and the only one I can think of right now is Maya.
Was it Morphine in the bottom 5 times? I don't remember.
No, Maya LePage, or Maya Amon LePage was in the bottom, I think 4 times. And then
this was her. Lana has been in the bottom 4 times now.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Lydia was in there 3. Susie Toots never been in the bottom. Sam Starr never been in the bottom till tonight. Same with Anya. Same with Lexi. And Jules has only been in the bottom once. So,
yeah, I kind of knew that she was going to be going home just based on that. But I was wondering, I'm like, no matter who Lana performs against, unless she performs against Susie, because I don't know about Susie's lip syncing and performing abilities when it comes to a lip sync battle. But I will say, I'm like, if it's against Sam, Lexi, Anya, or Jules, Lana's going to go home.
The queens are then going to be lip syncing to hold on, let me go here, because apparently I did not copy and paste the song. Or apparently I don't have it. So I don't really know what song they had lip sync to, unless you can remember. I don't remember. Sophie. Hi, Sophie Duffy. We were just talking about you. Did we see the new trailer for the Hulu new reality show? I have not. Send it to me on TikTok, or not TikTok, Twitter. Joseph said, I have seen Susie on TikTok for shows. Susie would have destroyed her. Yeah. But we get to the lip sync. It was interesting. What's more interesting is that Lana's fans are saying that she ate this lip sync up. I mean, I'm going to say it's a good lip sync. I'm not saying it was a bad lip sync, but it was not close in my opinion. Like, she kept trying to do all of these tricks, and Sam Starr was not letting her have any of her tricks. She wants to take off her clothes. Sam Star takes off her clothes. She wants to do a death drop. Sam Star does a death drop.
It is really hard to send a lip sync assassin home because, like, no matter what people, it's going to be really hard to put a performer against someone like that's been a lip sync assassin all season. Like Maya Mon LePage.
Hold on.
I didn't think she was ever going to get sent home. Like, who is going to go up against this girl and send this girl home? Like, this girl is sending girls that had been in the top is sending these girls home. And then, of course, she goes up against Morphine, who is a drag sister because they both live in Florida. And she sent her home.
First of all, a drag assassin, to be a drag assassin, that has to be, there was no doubt from the beginning of the song to the end that you were going to win that. The only reason Lana won last week's is because Lydia Butthole Collins messed up with the scissors. So I would not call her an assassin. I know she wants that title, but that Morphine Levion, her season, like she got out there and you're like, well, she's about to mop the floor with him. Like we never, us as viewers never even had a doubt. Like, you see what I'm saying?
I think it's because uses the whole stage. She uses her body. She can do the split. She can do death drops. She's very sensual. I don't know. She's a very, very good stage performer. I will give Lana that. Yeah, she might not have done well in a lot of the main challenges
I disagree. I feel like she's too stiff.
You think
like, yes, she loosens up, but at the beginning of it, she's like, hold on, let me rewind right here. Like when it starts, like she's stiff there, she's stiff right there. You know, I mean, it's just there's a difference to, you know, like Lana just kind of does her arm up to right here.
Well, that's what they were saying about Sam. They were saying that Sam was stiff compared to Lana in this performance.
I disagree. Like she wasn't doing a lot of different things, and they're saying that because she wasn't going and doing splits. But this, to me, this song does not really call for a bunch of split stuff. The death drop was appropriate where it was at. It was just, to me, it was a little bit more evenly matched. But I mean, honestly, she had to go out there, like, you know, for Lana to say she had to go.
Sam. I love Sam. That had Sam been in the bottom towards the beginning of the season, Lana probably would have sent her home in a lip sync because she sent how many other girls home this season that were in the top that had never been in the bottom and literally sent them packing, like Crystal Envy, who I still disagree that should have went home when she went home. I do not think she should have.
Yeah, I agree on Crystal.
I feel like she was stronger in the lip sync, but they still sent her home. And going based off of Lana's track record, Lana probably would have sent Sam home if it wouldn't have been 4 times in the bottom. I think that's kind of like you can't go past 4 times being in the bottom before you get sent home.
Yeah. Well, and especially not with, you know, because I mean, track record does matter a little bit, you know. So yeah, I agree. Moving on, we've got, let me put that back here. Yeah, we talked about this earlier, but Lana Trey and Candy Muse, that for the category Ugliest Dress, Lana wore the same dress that Candy Muse had worn, and they both were in the bottom 2. So, yeah, no. Did not like it. Moving on to What You Packing. Lydia, so this one on the far right, the green looking thing, it's probably going to be next week's runway because that's the only new thing she showed. The thing in the middle, she's like, this was going to be one of my backups for one of my runways. And Michelle Sides looked at it and said, pedestrian. And then she showed the gorilla look. So Vito said, see, I stopped by here more and like when V did this show. Did I see the rumored cast of seasons 4 of The Traitors? Yes, I'm supposed to be on it. You didn't see the rumor? I just started that rumor. And then bye. See you in June, July, or August whenever Big Brother decides to come on this year. But yeah. Anyway, interesting looks. Then we have some of the eliminated queens. So to be fair, Mona Lisa said that this was not her ugliest dress, but Sam Starr reminded her of this picture, so she's going to post this as her ugliest dress. This was Crystal Envy's ugliest dress. And I think
it's not, what is it?
I think it's, hold on, let me go and pull up her page.
Oh, I think it's like Beanie Babies.
Hold on, I'm going to look.
Honestly, it's not, again, it's not ugly. It's kind of cute.
It is kind of like little stuffed animals or like stuffed little beanie babies.
Okay.
Yeah.
So again, not really ugly. It's kind of cute, but still, I mean, you get the concept. But I think it's kind of cute.
I like Torin, and I'm loving Mona Lisa's new body. Like, work, bitch. Get your new
Okay.
body. Then we have Joella. And hers was going to be a thing saying, hold on, I've got to pull up what she said exactly because, I mean, sure, girl. Joella said, ugliest dress ever. Homophobia is a disease. My ugliest dress ever's runway is inspired by a sickness and disease because homophobia is a disease. Politicians who have been very vocally homophobic and transphobic are featured on my dress. AKA Marjorie Taylor Greene, George Santos, Mike Pence, and Michael J. Knowles. This is truly the ugliest dress any Ru girl has ever worn.
I mean, she reminds me of the skin creature from Silent Hill.
I mean, she really does. And she could have just worn her outfit she wore on her elimination.
Oh my gosh. If she would have wore that sheet look for the puffer runway, if she would have wore that for this, she probably would have won.
Sam Starr, honestly, if I'd been there, I'd have been like, is there any way that I can use Joella's outfit from episode whatever? I'm gonna wear that as my ugliest dress. Girl.
And
and then this is Acacia Forgot's dress. And she said, I have many ugly dresses, but I actually had this one made.
Honestly,
I don't really get ugly
that is not her ugliest dress. She had some very ugly dresses.
I would say that curtain's one that she wore when she showed her ass cheeks. I would say that's a pretty ugly dress. Then on the left is Ariette's dress. Or no, wait. I think that's Butthole's dress. Yeah, and Ariette's is on the right. Yeah. And I got that from What You Packing. And again, the left is a bunch of stuffed animals sewn to the dress. And
Ariette said that she made that dress in like 15 minutes in the workroom or something.
And then this was Corey King's dress with the ducks on it. Girl, I mean, honestly, you should have put ducks on. Like, it should have been covered in ducks, almost like crystals was covered in
this dress reminds me of Monet Exchange's sponge dress. And honestly, if I was going to wear an ugly dress, I would want something inspired by that dress. Maybe not with sponges, because I would
have come out and done what Lala redid, and I would have just come out with like 3 bags on my body.
Oh, the ugliest. Or Alyssa Edwards' dress that Santino Rice said was the ugliest dress to ever walk the runway of RuPaul's Drag Race. And he's like, the problem is a lot of these girls that have ugly dresses this season made them here. You brought this look.
I mean, I would not say that that's the ugliest dress ever. Like, there's been some uglier dresses.
I never thought.
And where's Santino Rice now? After that, he's not judging no more.
Balding.
So that does it for this week. For this week. Next week is going to be the makeover challenge, where everyone has a loved one come from home that they make over. And that's all I'm going to say about it, because I'll get something away because I know too much about it.
How do you know? See, okay, me and Mackenzie are complete opposites. Mackenzie reads all the Reddit threads about the TV show. She watches like all the little, like the pit stop and like all the other like little shows that talk about the show. I like to watch those shows typically. Sometimes I'll watch them before, but typically I like to watch them after, because I don't like my opinions to be swayed by listening to other people. I like to have my own opinion. And then afterwards, I'm like, okay, well, my opinion's kind of the same. So like me personally, I don't like watching those or reading threads about stuff, because for one, I don't want to spoil it for myself. And 2, I don't want my opinion to be swayed.
I think a lot of that is based off of being a Big Brother watcher, because with Big Brother, you have the 24/7 live feeds. Oh, well, 24/7 live feeds, and nobody can watch it full time all the time. I mean, some people do, but you go to bed and then you go and you read and see what's happened. So, I mean, I think it's just kind of I'm used to reading to see what happened because see what you missed, But anyway.
That's how she knows all the drama that's going on behind the scenes on the show, because she has like 5 or 6 different YouTube shows that she's watching about the season. And then
and I may or may not know a production assistant who works on RuPaul's Drag Race.
Wink, wink.
So anyway, do you got what are you excited about for next week's challenge? Who do you think is going to slay?
And what was next week's challenge?
The makeover challenge.
I think Sam will do well. I think that I don't know about Susie. I think I don't know. I think maybe Susie and Anya aren't the strongest at makeup and their own personal style. I would say they would probably be the ones that would struggle for me. I feel like Jules and Sam have their paint and their style down, and they also come from a similar house. So, and then Lexi, I think Lexi just all around, she's the oldest. She has been around the block a time or two. She knows how to make someone over. She knows her aesthetic. So I feel like they'll be in the top 3. I feel like Anya and Susie, just based on what we've seen so far, I feel like they will probably be in the bottom. What do you think? Or what do you know?
I agree. I mean, I think, honestly, I really want to see some of the girls shine who have not had a chance to shine yet. And mainly, I mean, I would say I'll throw Susie in there. I would love to see Susie and Jules shine just because they need to catch up in wins to make it where it's not so much of a runaway season. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, Lexi only has 2 wins. Sam has 3. Jules has 2. And Anya has 4. And Susie has 2. Correct?
Yep.
So Susie and Jules have 2. Sam and so 3 of them have 2. Lexi, Jules, and Susie 2. And then Sam has 3, and then Anya has 4. So I feel like
Sam's got 2. Sorry, Sam's got 2. Anya now has 4.
Sam has 2. Okay. I guess I thought Sam had 3. Okay. So really the only one that is lacking is Lexi.
And Jules just has 1.
Oh,
Jules has 1. Lexi now has 2. Sam has 2. Susie has 2.
So
yep.
Really Jules needs another win to get into the tie with the rest of them besides Anya. Anya's just so
yeah, Jules Sparkles has 1. Lexi has 2. Anya's got 4. Sam has 2. Susie has 2.
Okay.
Yep. So everyone's pretty tight. So I really want to see Jules be able to catch up at least. If not, then I need one of the 2 winners to knock Anya.
I feel like Sam and Jules, because they come from similar backgrounds and they have, their drag mothers and aunties are family, and they just, they have their mug and their style just stamped. I feel like they're going to be the top 2. I feel like Lexi is going to be just safe. And I feel like Anya and Susie, because they're not the strongest at makeup and designing and style yet, I feel like they're probably going to be in the bottom just based off of what we've seen.
Well, Dakota, where can people find you at on social media?
I am Dakota Rain Wages on YouTube, and then I am Dakota Rain XOXO on Facebook and Instagram.
And y'all can follow me on KenzieJoe205 at Instagram and TikTok, and on Twitter at Kenzie_reality. You can also like the Couch Potato Queens on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, or subscribe to our channel. Smash that like button and subscribe. And just like a busted wig on a runway, that's a wrap. We have laughed, we've cried, we've watched interpretive dance. Crimes happen right before our eyes, and somehow we survived it all. Another episode of RuPaul's Drag Race down, another queen's dream sent rolling off stage, literally. Shout out to Lana Jaray and her farewell cart. May she keep reaming wherever she is, probably haunting a mime troupe in her afterlife. Now, remember, queens, there's only one thing uglier than tonight's runway, and that's forgetting to like, comment, and subscribe, because Trust will be back next week with more reads, more tea, and more delusion than Susie Toot thinking that RuPaul should crown her now, girl. Until then, stay shady, stay sparkly, and whatever you do, don't let a bag wig send you packing. Bye.